A good friend of mine asked me, how do you love yourself? And do you put always yourself first? So I took some time to answer this question. I'm still answering, but currently I have to make a recap of what I've done so far on my TikTok, because on TikTok I answered very shortly, and here, because the question is brilliant and maybe because I'm open to answer it, I would love to make a wrap up exclusively for her, because that when I sent her a link to my TikTok, she said like, is that possible, or can we upload it on YouTube? So that's why I'm gonna make a recap of what I've done so far. So I go through all the scripts that I wrote, like scripts or thoughts for my TikTok video. So first of all, I wanted to understand what exactly she means. So in order to understand the question, or where is she coming from, I asked her whether she can give me a context, because it's always we're different people, and sometimes we just want to hear some ideas that maybe align with us. Sometimes we're really not ready to hear some, let's say, new ideas, or we somehow not open or so. So I just wanted to answer her like, what exactly does she mean, and what and how I just needed some context. So she told me her ideas, like that currently in social media there are lots of content about it, and she just wanted to hear my opinion. And she also told me and she also answered her question as well, right? So, and yeah, I got that she just wanted to hear my opinion, like what do I think about this subject. And by the way, the subject is so nice. Like, I'm so happy that exactly at this moment I have really some time to think about it, or just going with this open question couple of days. It's already so cool, I think. So here are kind of answers. Here I start about the answers. So loving myself for me means improving my life. Loving myself is about, first of all, knowing myself. Who am I? What do I like? What do I like? What do I like? And who am I when I'm alone? So I really love this question. I even highlighted this question because it just came, and the knowing myself part, it's also some kind of love language, like to myself, right? Because I want to love myself, right? I need to know also who am I, so I can like have this love relationship, self-love relationship, right? So, or take care about myself with love, right? So here I also mentioned like why it's important to know who am I when I'm alone, because usually we are so busy in our relationships with other people, and we really forget which kind of relationship we have with each other, because sometimes it will be very fast, things are going on very fast, and we might have this self-doubt or some kind of talks where we are not supportive, like self-supportive. We have negative self-talk or something like that. So for me it was very important that I have to figure out like which kind of relationships which kind of talks I have, right, with myself, or yeah, how do I behave towards myself? So because again, loving somebody, it's kind of easy because you see so many manuals, right, movies and stuff and books about love towards somebody, but nobody, like in case at school, told me like how is it to love yourself, right? There's no such thing. We always read some books, romance or whatever at school even. Like, I don't know about you, but I used to read a lot of books during my school time as well. And of course you will be in touch with some love, like romantic books, and you learn from them as well, right? And people surround it also, like love is obviously, loving somebody is a very common thing, right? So then I came to this idea also when I'm like alone with myself. First thing was that I try not to compare myself with somebody else. So comparing, I learned it hard way because I had so many comparison in my young life, I would say. I don't know, like adult life, and then there's a young life. Like it's just, you know, like I don't like comparison because I'm a big observer, and I see how people, for example, like curly hair people love straightening their hair and vice versa. And this was like, I noticed it at my school time, and I said like, okay, this is like nonsense, right? This is like not being okay with what you have. It's not nice. So for me, this being okay with myself, it's a big subject. It's a big, like it plays huge role in my life. So yeah, not comparing myself with somebody else. So this is like, it's of course it's hard because we are social beings, and at least let me talk about myself. I'm a social being, and I see also people succeeding. I see people like moving, and when I used to see somebody who is doing something, I'll be honest, I used to envy them. But then something is so then when I learned how to really accept somebody's success, I was kind of relieved. Like I didn't have this tension in my body when I see, okay, somebody super successful, and like I'm envying or something, right? It's like because I started listening, like, okay, I'm not comfortable. And once I understood why I have these thoughts, or why, let's say, I have this tension, right? Then once I saw this fact that I'm towards somebody else like this, then I started thinking, okay, like imagine at that time, like I used to work as a nurse, for example, and it was a very hard job. And I started thinking like, okay, maybe somebody is envy towards myself, like towards me, right? And then I was like, okay, who can be envying me? And I can say that there were some people who were envying me, and I was like, oh my god, like going through taking care of people who are going to die, and it's like so many things to really cope with, and I really do not wish somebody to envy me at that time. So that gave me a perspective when I shifted it, like, and I went through something myself, right? And I had the same thing, okay, like from the perfect picture from outside, what I share and what other people share, like it might be super perfect, and Instagram made for that, right? Very rarely you see some like unstaged crying people who are really like, okay, having this thing, right? This real tension. But yeah, and of course, when you share beautiful pictures, people are like, okay, everything is nice, everything is cool, so why not envying this person? So, so again, understanding, shifting the question toward myself, toward me. I keep saying toward myself. So, was eye opener for me. So then I realized, okay, maybe the person who is sharing perfect picture, maybe has also something that I used to have at that time, right? Coping with death, with patients, terminated patients, right? So people who are like patients who are going to die, right? So, so this was like one of the things. So okay, I'm very I'm somewhere else. So coming back to the main question. Um, so again, right? And today's answer is the same as yesterday. So I'm having 2 days like time to answer, and I think the whole week I'm gonna be answering this question and figure out maybe there are some new answers for that. So I'm just gonna read what I wrote, right? So loving myself is improving my life. That's why I constantly improve my life in my own pace with all the knowledge I got and with all the skills I have. I love my I allow myself to have more, I allow myself to be more, I'm open to new challenges, and I usually embrace them. So I also write some cheesy things about crisis in Chinese means opportunity or something like that, maybe happiness even. I forgot. I had only one semester Chinese, so that's why I'm not sure about the translation, but I remember each crisis means opportunity and I really embrace them. Like this is like definition. Maybe I'm too used to stress, that's why like this is like my vibe. So again, right? I already told you I'm very self-observant. I told you that I'm, let's say, got used to stress, right? So what do I mean by that? I come from a very small city in Tajikistan. It's almost a village, and as I remember, around at 10, my age, right, at 10 years old, there was a huge shift in my life where we started, like, my parents gave huge meaning to education. So I was the things that we were only undergoing, let's say, there was like constant improvement, like the best schools, the best universities, right? So the blessings were educational, right? So that's why it's yeah, there is a huge focus on education. There is a huge focus on being smart. There is a huge focus on, sometimes it feels like a weight, but it is not. Once you crack your own like script, then you understand that this is actually a blessing. So because sometimes it can feel as if it's weights, you know, like, okay, this is like, this feels like a weight, whatever. It's like you can put, instead of education, whatever you have, maybe you are super beautiful and you have pretty privilege, and this is like for you, okay, like I am, it feels like a burden or so, right? But in reality, it's not a burden, it's actually a blessing once you have like turned this thing around. I forgot what I wanted to say. I'll be honest with you. Yeah. And knowing that this is your power, like at some point what you thought that this is your burden actually will become your power. So that's where really like shift in your mind will happen, right? Through self observation or so. Like it's not like I'm sitting and constantly observing myself. No, like I read a lot and like mostly philosophy and not that much psychology even. Like it's not that much my area. I love philosophy, and I'm mostly like towards philosophy of I don't know whether you heard about philosophy of Proust, Mamardashvili, and these kind of people. Like this is like I'm hunting life, let's say. This is like what I am into, right? So yeah. So as you can see from, like, I'm summarizing this video, right? Understanding myself plays a huge role for me. Like it's kind of love language. Of course, at some point of my life, I'm gonna buy Birkin for myself, right? It's why not, right? But at the same time, I already understand that Birkin will not make me happy, because what makes me happy is something else. It's first of all understanding myself, understanding my own actions, and then, because I know my good friend mentioned also about Birkin bag. I already noticed that buying things do not make me happy. And there are days where I order something, and I'm really happy when I ordered them, and I wait for them for my package. And when my package arrived and I have that thing in my hand, it doesn't make me happy anymore. So it's just and thank God I understand that. So it happened a couple of times, and there were even years where I was not buying anything. So from my observation, what I've told, right, this buying Birkin thing or buying some new things, it means that when I am into buying things, right, and I'm constantly buying, and I'm happy only when I do not have them, but once I have, I'm not happy. So if I know that I have this kind of thing, I can just change that and put, instead of buying something, some kind of goals, which are like I have to achieve them. Maybe actually like this people who love consuming, they could just rewire their brain somehow, and they could instead of buying constantly something and just giving away their money, or I don't know, like whatever, if they making them happy, so no judgment, if it's not hurting them. But once it's if their behavior hurting them, then they could just set some goals and work towards it, because they have this energy of achieving something, because you're actually achieving, like you have money and you want to buy something, and this is already achievement. It's achievement, like buying things, it's an achievement. So you're basically giving your life, you're exchanging your life actually to buy something. Like you worked for hours most probably, If not, congratulations, you made it, right? But most of us are just working for, like, exchanging their lives, the hours of their life, into money. So that's why, yeah. And I know that, and that's why I'm very ambitious, I would say. I love achieving goals. When I noticed that I achieving some goals already and I'm there, I already set new goals, because I know once I achieve my goal, there will be time where I'm just lost. So I don't like being lost. So that's why, like, this is always like, okay, this is the time. This is the time set of me achieving some goal. When I'm here, this is left, right? I start already some new goal, and here I'm done, but I already start some new goal, and it goes like this. That's it. Thanks for watching.